What is a premium MTG product? What is it? Last week on Weeklymtg, they dig into it. Blake and Commodore Guff versus chat. And then later on, we are going to talk about distribution costs for Commander Masters. You know, when I think of a premium product, I think of Modern Masters, which came out 10 years ago in June of 2013, which was a set that brought Tarmogoyf, Arcbound Ravager, a bunch of cards that needed reprints of the time. That's what I think of when I think of a premium set. Commander Masters, because it has a lot of high cost, high value secondary market singles, it's kind of implied that the product is premium. And you can also tell when a product is like 2 times the normal price of a set. You can also tell when the Commander product is 4 packs instead of 12. You can also tell when it's just pumped and the Commander decks are $80 instead of $30. God, I remember when Commander decks were like 25 or $30, and now you have them coming out and they are $80 in Commander Masters. So when people are asking, you know, what makes this a premium product when you're looking at the mana base of a deck like Commodore Guff, and you're going, what the Chain Veil? Why am I paying $80 for this deck? Let's get into the stream cut. Come hang out with us on Wednesdays at 6:30 Pacific. And if you enjoy this, you know, most of you are not subscribed, but if you enjoy this video, choose the path of subscription. It helps the channel a lot, and you'll gain enlightenment. Have a good day. Because somehow Commander Masters isn't premium.
Weeklymtg, that's their stream. Weeklymtg this week revealed the Commodore Guff deck pre-con from Commander Masters. They had the creator of the deck on, who you can see here dressed as Commodore Guff.
Cute.
Fun idea. I like it a lot. Probably didn't fully realize that this was going to be sitting there in that Commodore Guff outfit for an hour.
Oh God.
So you can see him kind of like the beard and the mustache becomes almost like a comedy in and of itself of him trying to keep it up. Anyway,
what?
The point is that the question kept happening in chat, as the community would do. Why is this so expensive? Why did you call this a premium product? There's not premium. It's way too expensive. What are you doing? Okay. And so that's what chat is doing this whole time. Blake is the PR guy over there at WotC. Again, we're not crapping on anybody. Blake has probably one of the hardest, if not the hardest, jobs in that entire building.
Yeah, give him a break. His name rhymes with Jake.
Exactly. But I'm telling you, if everybody here in chat, if we were trying to put on a show and everybody here in chat wasn't being funny and witty and having smart input the whole time, like our entire community in chat always does. You're welcome, chat. Yeah. I would get it. If they were all trolling, dude, it would just be so hard to deal with. So I've got some timestamps. Okay, what we do is we introduce the creator. They're revealing cards. The dual lands.
Oh, is that what the cards look like in the deck?
No. This is from the set. So this is their Weeklymtg show. They go through news. They go through some new preview cards. These are the opponent lands and their new treatments. And
don't mind me. I just have a YouTube channel. I don't even know what the shit I'm watching.
I'm just catching you up.
Commodore Guff. I appreciate you.
We get to the pre-con here. Okay. And so they're talking about it. They're revealing cards from it. We're getting new spoilers. All these were popping up in Discord all day. And you have to imagine the whole time, we know the Q&A section is coming, but chat just keeps being absolutely over the top with the why is this so expensive card. Why is this so expensive question, which is deserved. I mean, it's a legitimate question.
I see a Chain Veil over there.
Right. And so right at 30, like around here, I want you to watch Blake right now, because that's context for why they're sitting here and that man's dressed like that. Face. Correct.
Oh, He looks like he is. Wait, why does he look like a World War One vet in that scene?
Watch, look. So he.
Do you remember any?
He asks
one
a question
example of
here. Doesn't matter. And this guy starts answering, and watch his face.
I remember we tried,
watch his face over this next part, because he's kind of listening, but you can tell that he's reading chat, because chat is just being so. Look at him. Look at him right now.
Pause it, because this is
this guy is talking, and Blake is in another planet.
Yeah,
because
100%.
chat is being so ridiculous.
You know that Pulitzer Prize winning photo of the woman in the Great Depression, and she has her 2 children next to her, and she's just like gazing off, and it's like the 1,000-yard stare that like it's like on the face of Time magazine.
Correct.
This is like similar. This is similar to that. He's just like, man.
Are you saying that you think right here? No, you can't see this, Jake, but I'm pulling it up right next to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Open. Oh, I want to open the image in a new tab.
Yeah. Have you pulled it up?
Yes.
Did you find it? Okay.
Yeah. Here, check the stream. Look at that. That's pretty similar, chat. I mean, I'm thinking at this point, Blake needs 8 vacations in a row. This is where we're at.
Yeah, that photo, dude. That's the one. 100%.
All right. So he asked Commodore Guff a question. Guff is answering. Blake couldn't give a flying shit what he's actually saying because he's looking at chat. Watch this.
Yeah.
It's the density of planeswalkers.
Maybe for segments like this in the future, we have to move chat a little bit over to the side or something, or flip chat over to the other side so that we can really get Blake's reaction.
Here, I can also do this.
There we go. Now we're cooking with gas. I like this. This works. Yeah, this is good.
All right, so Blake asks a question. Here, we're gonna run it back.
Example of a planeswalker that got cut.
He's talking. They're talking about the deck itself. Guff is chatting. Blake is trying to participate, but he's just like, these motherfuckers in chat. I am about to drop the hammer. Look at his face.
He hasn't even looked at Beard over here.
If he could laser beam
in 25 seconds.
If he could laser beam every individual member of the chat, he would be just absolutely Homelandering.
Homelander?
That's exactly what I was going to say. He looks like Homelander losing it. That's what's happening right now in his head. Is he's Homelandering everybody in the chat at this event here.
We wanted in a planeswalker deck.
Guff's trying to keep that beard up, though. Blake's like, look at this.
Wait a minute. He's like, I can strangle this man, I guess.
No, dude. Blake is looking through Guff. He's on a different planet. Wow. Blake isn't present in this room right now. Blake is staring through Guff, wondering, can I get away with murder, do you think? Because I could probably track these people down. I could do
I could break
this.
This computer right now, or I could strangle this guy just to
the beard is dumb. I could just strangle him.
He's like, I hate this guy. He's like,
it doesn't.
All right,
I felt so bad for Blake,
but this is funny. Okay, this is honestly funny though.
We haven't even gotten to the quote that has set off the internet. Here we go. Let's get to it.
Very specific, mild.
Blake is trying to figure out serial killing right now, and Guff is still going.
Oh god, a ton of planeswalkers tend to be very hit or miss.
Keep that beard up.
Be a real jerk sometimes.
Keep that beard up.
Was going to be functional enough.
Yeah, Guff is like, do I just keep talking?
He's honestly like, I don't care, dude. Just stop.
Look. He's dude.
Customize into their own.
Yeah, look. Oh my god, dude, that head flip. Watch this. Okay, this is the head flip.
I need to whiplash back into this.
Right. This is the head whip of somebody who's like, I'm about to fucking blow, dude. Watch this head flip.
Again, give enough space for people to customize into their own favorite.
I need to get out of the computer.
Here we go.
I'm gonna read this question because it's become copy pasta, and I don't want people to start ignoring them. But then I'll answer it. What makes this a premium deck? Well, I'll answer it with a question because it's confusing me a little bit. What makes this a premium deck? Why isn't there more love for the mana bases in these precons? This isn't a question about cost. This is a question about justification of calling something premium without premium contents. Can someone in chat flag to me where we've called this premium? We might have. I just honestly don't know about that tag. Let's see.
Where we've called this, wow.
At that point, Blake just has like, he's so upset. I can just tell he's like fucking pissed about this. He's had some medical issue. His eye, like he's just having such a rough one, man. And chat sucks in situations like these because they are just being relentless. I know it.
Wait, has he had a medical thing with his eye? I didn't even know that.
No, he's just got something with his eye. I don't really know what it is. It's, you know, it's his
just
thing
apparent in this.
Yeah, okay. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's just I'm making the point that he's got a lot going on, and chat's being a jerk, and he knew this was coming. It's just such a thankless job. I'm trying because I like Blake, man. I'm trying to back him up here, but I think he just had a knee-jerk reaction there, and he says, "Can somebody point to me where we said this was premium?" Instead of just like ignoring it or not being passive aggressive about it.
They know they can't ban everyone who's saying the word premium because they're going to lose half of the viewers on the stream.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
And it's a tough choice in that moment too, man. Because we've had those moments with audience where you're just like, do I ban this person? Have they taken it too far? Have I missed something? Because I can't just look at chat the whole time. Blake's like trying to do his job. You could tell he wanted to Homelander everybody in the room, but he was trying to work it out.
It is implied it's premium product because it's a master's product. And that's honestly true because like the thing is when you're printing Fierce Guardianship finally, when you're printing Deflecting SWAT finally, and you're printing Jeweled Lotus, you know, like, and the product is priced the way it is. Yeah, it's implied that it's premium.
Well, and I've got evidence to back that up too, because I contacted some of our LGS sources to talk about distributor pricing, and we're going to look at that. I want to look at two timestamps, or just a few timestamps in this. This was the very first mention. Listen to this.
Let's move on to questions. I'll deal with the first one. When people are asking about price, Commodore Guff does not set the price, so he's not going to be able to speak to that.
I don't know what money is.
Next up,
okay, so that happened at 31, and then at 38 is when we get the...
To satisfy people.
I just need to tell you that I need you to point out where we said it was premium.
Confusing me a little bit.
This right here.
What makes this a premium deck? Why is it premium without premium? We might have. Can someone in chat flag to me where we've called this premium? We might have. I just honestly don't.
Like, you've already addressed it, man. I don't know that you needed to say that. And so what this does is it echoes a thing that happened in another game fandom. If you're not familiar with the "what you guys don't have phones" incident, what happened was the Diablo team was hyping up a new Diablo release, and everybody thought it was going to be the game that came out this year, Diablo 4, but you have a Diablo mobile game coming out instead. And everybody was like, boo, when he announced it. And in response, the guy there went, "What, don't you guys have phones?" And it was just the most out of touch, not listening to the audience thing, and it was just like a knee-jerk tough reaction. Maybe it was going to come off as a joke or not, just out of frustration.
It's just like when everybody goes to the cocktail party on The Bachelor and someone makes it all about them and no one gets to spend their time, you know?
Right, exactly.
It's exactly like that.
I'm telling you.
And that's how Commodore Guff feels right now, because Food Time says, how annoying does this have to be? This is a stream to discuss the deck, cards, design, and people just go off and on about the price and premium. Poor Guff.
That's what I'm saying,
Guff
y'all.
Never got to spend time with the Bachelorette.
Like, make complaints, but there are times and places to do it. And so I just feel bad for Blake. Okay, so look, he asked the question, though, and that's the problem. That's my point. Earlier, he nipped it in the bud and he said, Guff doesn't know anything about money. Sorry. And he could have just left it at that. I'm not going to say what he should have done. He knows his job way better than I fucking do. I'm guessing at what his life is like on that front. But he asks the question, can anybody point to me where I said it was a premium product? And then at the 4:30 mark,
fresh, while having Commodore Guff
chat forces it. And he's got to engage now.
Me.
Makes
Commodore
sense.
Guff, with my falling beard, do not worry about it.
He's just so. Wait a minute,
all right,
pause it.
dude,
He's like,
Guff-
this is a smile that's like, we're going back in, baby. He's like, I'm over it. He's like, convert it all to the ground. We're talking about it.
Guff is still trying to keep the beard up, and right here, Blake is like, I just found out I have fuck it in my system today. That's wild. I had
Wait
a big
minute.
cup of fuck it this
There's
morning.
an escalation from the previous. Oh God.
Makes
Commodore
sense.
Guff, with my
Listen to
falling
this.
beard, do not worry about it.
That breath.
I'm gonna fucking confront the bully. He's like, I'm gonna talk to the bully. I'm getting my keys back.
Oh my God.
He's like, I'm getting my keys back from the bully who took him in the locker room. It's time to fucking talk to him.
Dude, I had to stop and replay this so many times when I watched it for the first time because him doing that sigh and being like, here we fucking go, just like Dad told me, I have to stand up to the bully. That is the vibe, the 100%, dude.
Makes
Commodore Guff,
sense.
with my
Watch
falling
this. It's this moment right
beard,
here.
do not worry about it.
All right, chat has
He's
responded to
taking
my
that
question.
side.
Wait a minute, pause it, because Card Shop goes, this is legit. Like if a magic character came to our real world, it was on a show where people were talking about card
Yeah.
the Commodore Guff honestly makes this it makes this gold. The guy in full Guff costume.
It's just such a melding of ridiculousness, and I feel bad, and I also just want to laugh at it because it is
hilarious.
objectively hilarious for people who weren't involved.
I'm sorry.
No,
I'm fully here for this.
look at this.
Okay.
That is the
Take me to
sigh. This
take
is
me to
the
next-
exact moment that Blake went, I don't even give a shit anymore.
Shit.
Right?
Okay.
This moment. Okay, so this is where he takes a breath and he has to answer. Yes,
Wait,
here we
Blake
go.
is honestly, he's amazing.
I love Blake.
Nostalgic
I
thing.
want to interview him about this exact moment on the channel.
that would
If you're
be such
seeing
a
this,
great
Blake, for some
interview.
weird, ridiculous reason, please come on and let's
Me.
talk about this.
Makes
Commodore Guff,
sense.
with my falling beard, do not worry about it.
There's the sigh.
All
Here we go.
right, chat has responded to my question to their question, saying that the price is what makes it premium. Except the question was, this is not a question about price. This is a question about calling it premium. So you can't say the
Guff
question
over
is
here
about
twiddling
is
fingers.
not about price, and then say that you're just trying to sneak in a question about price. Again, not a bad question. Don't hate the question.
Okay, there's a lot to unpack here. So we get this sort of like kind of nerdy half own about, well, that's actually not what you asked. You asked, why was it premium? We've never said premium. But now you're saying it wasn't about price, and you said it wasn't about price, but you're asking me about price. And I told you Guff doesn't know prices.
Dude, I wish it was like Tim Robinson right now, and he was like, do you see all these fucking books? Do you see this set?
What are they doing to us? What did wizards do to us? What
This
the
guy
fuck did
is
wizards
dressed
do
like
to
Commodore
us?
Guff. He's willing to talk about the deck with you. We
Right,
got
chat
so
has
many books on shelves.
Responded to my question to their question.
So let's
saying that
listen
the
to
price
the
is
own
what
one
makes
more
it premium.
time.
Except the
Okay.
question was, this is not a question about price. This is a question about calling it premium. So you can't say the question is not about price, and then say that you're just trying to sneak in a question about price. Again,
I get his point so hard, but it feels.
Can we get the
It
finger
f-
tap again?
It
Can we
feels cringe. It feels
want you to
cringe the
see-
way he's answering it there. And it's because he's frustrated and he's engaged the trolls. And I fucking hate it for him. Maybe that's why I get a little bit of tightness in my chest when I watch this. It's like 90% cringe and 10% I just want to go in there and shield him from what's happening. But
Wait, can we please get the Commodore Guff finger tap again? Because this is right as they ask about price again. Just run it back because he's like, we're doing it again.
We're watching Commodore Guff's hands right before Blake realizes he's got to go back
Worry
in.
about it.
Yeah,
Watch
just
these-
watch.
Watch the fingers.
all right, chat has responded to my question to their question, saying that the price is what makes it premium. Except the question was, this is not a question about price. This is a question about calling it premium. So you can't say the question is
looks over to
not
the
about
right, he's
price.
like,
and
"Oh my
then
God,
say
he's
that
okay.
You're just trying to.
Yeah, he's looking at the producers or whoever handlers are on the other
He's
side
like,
of the
I can't
camera,
wait
just
to
being
fucking
like, "Oh
smoke
my
a
god!"
cigarette and post-mortem this trash.
Yeah, he's like, "Wow, I did all that in a ginger beard and hair." Wee.
Okay.
Okay.
Question about price.
All right,
Again,
hang on.
so
There's
happy
not a
I-
bad
Yeah,
All right.
the
I'm
end
done.
of this. He says,
I'm done. I'm done.
No, you're not done because there's more. He says the cringy, I get it, but it was an explanation that was just like, we didn't need to get into like a semantics argument with this. Let's just chat sucks. They're just being sucky. Just stop it. Just leave them. So he says the explanation, and then he says this. It's very interesting.
Sneak in a question about price. Again, not a bad question. Don't hate the question. Corey doesn't set the price. Neither does Commodore Guff. So
at this point, he has forgotten that it's actually Guff, and he's like, Corey, I'm about to die. Corey, will you please throw me a goddamn lifeboat here? Please, Corey, please. Help me, Corey. Corey, help me, please, Corey.
I would love if Corey took off his hair and beard for this right now. That would be just like, yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So he goes, not a bad question.
Say that
it's just those two sentences too.
About price. Again, not a bad question. Don't hate the question.
Not a bad question. Don't hate the question.
Don't hate the question.
And then
That's
he's
a
like,
shirt.
and then
That's a shirt.
and then he's like, oh my God, I got to pedal backwards because that could be territory that I don't want to go into. Don't hate the question. Why are you saying that? So you acknowledge that it's actually an issue? You don't hate the question? You think it's a valid
Not a bad question. Don't hate the question.
Sneak in a question about price.
That
again, not a bad question. Don't hate the question.
Like just those two sentences right there tell me that this is a huge behind the scenes discussion for them. Maybe not huge. It's a discussion behind the scenes for them. They definitely acknowledge those two sentences to me are just very like, not a bad question. Didn't hate the question. It just yeah, there you go. That's his shirt right there. And then at this point,
Corey doesn't set the price.
Corey doesn't set the price. There's another shirt. We're getting so many t-shirts out of this one, chat. Go to our merch store.
Commodore Guff.
Neither does Commodore Guff.
Because that's not.
And then we have one more moment from the stream where chat gets in there one more time. 4258.
So we thought that.
Look at hang on. We've got
so
right here, Blake
Lucas
is dead inside. If we just want to check in on Blake. Blake, how you doing? Oh, I'm dead inside.
And we're looking for
and then we've got chat coming back up, trying to ask it in a different way.
So we thought that would be a cool angle to do so.
Okay. All right. Here is a question about the mana base that I think we can answer.
Okay.
What was the philosophy behind constructing the mana bases for the precons generally?
Yeah, we have kind of set.
We picked the cheapest lands.
A pattern of different
get
mana
the job
bases
done.
we do. Different commander set leads, precon leads, will do different mana bases.
This hair and this beard, I can't listen to you,
We have some people who like to think
Corey.
about mana bases, some people who don't like to think about mana bases, and a lot of my strategy is to ask someone who likes to think about mana bases what makes the most sense, and then we have.
So chat's coming. I mean, that whole thing right there, that answer of how they design precons, I'd love to get into that one day, but this question of what was your strategy designing the land base to me is just another way of chat trying to get around what was your philosophy when designing the mana base. Chat was looking for him to go exactly what you said, Jake. We picked the cheapest stuff and that was still arguably playable.
Yeah, we make sure to, because the honest thing to say here about the mana bases more often than not, sadly, with these precons, and I'm sure this one is under fire because it's coming from a Commander Master set, which does have this implied premium, right?
Right.
So because this set has this implied premium, people are expecting to see these deck lists, and it needs to be something more than the Chain Veil in there. It needs to be premium land. People are probably like, why isn't there a Flooded Strand, or why isn't there some fetch land to justify this price? And instead we get the same stuff, which is like the Zendikar or the Battle for Zendikar lands, or you get like the Scry lands because they were cheap.
Right.
It's like the lands that don't take off, or the lands that have cycling that are cheap. Those are the lands that more often than not end up in precons. You could pretty much guess the lands that are going to be in precons. It's none of the lands that have value.
It's tough. It all goes back to that question.
You're right,
the question of where did we say that this was a premium product? I want to take it back real quick before we look at some pricing comparisons. Jake and I've got a source at an LGS, and that's all we're saying. but we were able to gain access to some distributor pricing for this set versus what we would call a typical set. And I want to look at that, but I want to take it back to this 2019 article, MSRP, no more MSRP, written by your boy, the hardest working employee at Wizards of the Coast. We should make shirts, Jake, that's just Blake's face fully on the front, and then the back says Blake is the hardest worker at Wizards of the Coast. We get this no more MSRP announcement in 2019. We're not going to have MSRPs. We're making this change to streamline our communications around new products. We believe this sentence right here is especially poignant to me today when I was watching this video, and the messaging of this set is so confused, and where the game is at is just kind of this go big, try everything, maximize, chase, and just sort of aim. We don't really know where it's at either.
We believe
other than crazy
of MSRP will simply help us communicate better to our players and the places where those players shop.
We believe it will help us communicate better. And if anything, it's just created this world where they can charge whatever they want for any of these sets by putting certain words in the title of the set. I mean, right here, all you've done is taken the word commander and smacked masters on it and said, here you go, with everything that implies. You tease a couple of high value reprints. We don't get the rest of a cycle of one of the teases. Turns out that one of the artifact teases was the best artifact that you can open. Like, that was the tip top. There was nothing else to come. Arguably great hinge, but the value is going to be on Jeweled Lotus. And so just the messaging is all in clear. And so this article has always just been so strange to me. Very short. It was a drop in the bucket, but it sort of has had this cascading effect. And when I went back and read it today, I was like, I know Blake wrote that. I'm going to go back and read that one more time. Just this sentence was so like
weird.
So got it.
It is a weird sentence.
I see. I got it. I got you there. So let's look at some pricing. Let's look at this real fast. This is from our LGS source here. Yeah. For a set where they have not used the word premium anywhere, but with a set where there's not really a lot of justification coming to us for why is this so freaking expensive? Commander decks are being sold by distributors at $230 a case, and typically they're $130 to $150. I'll tell you, it's not the distributors just marking shit up like crazy. They are a middleman. They know their margins are going to be thin. They're going to work in volume. Normal $130 to $150 versus $230 for a case forces stores to sell it at this premium price. Yeah, or you're losing. Why even buy it in the first place?
Essentially, everybody is monitoring the secondary market, looking at the set, and because the cards are staples, it's getting turned into a premium set because you got cards like J-Lo in there and the free cycle and medallions and all of these cards that are, expensive and desirable commander staples, and so I was
curious how it compared because I didn't know, is this the LGSs and the online stores taking advantage of it? Where does the problem lie? Where does it start? I know they said, and TKC, this is a good point. They have said in official communication that it would be a master's level experience or something like that. I believe it was on the Amazon listing. Let's go check that.
It's called the master set. The original master set. I was just writing about this earlier today in this video about me being burned out on Magic the Gathering. The original Masters set came out in 2013,
right,
with Modern Masters. Or I'm pretty sure it was 2013. Modern Masters came out. And up until that point, Wizards of the Coast didn't really know how to thematically reprint important cards. Cards like Tarmogoyf, cards like, a card that needed a reprint around then was Thoughtseize. You only have the Lorwyn version, and it was extremely expensive. Wizards of the Coast up until that point was trying to figure out, how do we reprint these expensive cards thematically into sets as they come out? And then they realized we can't do that. FTV Realms, FTV Legends, From the Vault, Relics, all of that stuff, you could reprint things, but it wasn't a meaningful enough reprint for enough volume of cards. Introduced the Masters set that came out in 2013. And then people were looking at cards like Tarmogoyf and Doubling Season and Chalice, and Arcbound Ravager was a big card at the time.
Dark
and
Confidant was
Pact
big
of
at the
Negation,
time.
Dark Confidant. I was so excited to get my Dark Confidants. And so this was them saying, here's an expensive product. I remember most of the stores got it. It had an MSRP. This was before they got rid of MSRP, many years before. And a lot of the local game stores, I remember, they were like, you can buy 3 packs for $10 each, and then after that you have to pay a markup. And then this product very quickly just raced away and became very expensive because of just the volume of hits in it. And we've come a long way since then. We've come a long way since the original Master set, but this was a premium set. Everyone knew it was a premium set. They accepted it was
one of the first big premium sets.
Tarmogoyf was at the top of it, and if you pulled a foil Tarmogoyf, it was worth $200. And
but the problem is now we have at least one reprint set a year, sometimes 2. I mean, we've had Dominaria Remastered and now Commander Masters, and we had...
But the Master's name does it. That's what makes it
but we've had so
set.
many of them that they can't really shock and awe us anymore. Now it's interesting because the variant era has led us to this point where what is the next step? How do you make us hype again? We've seen all these reprinted 100 times.
It comes with a great dial back. I think, for example, you could have a collector product that has showcase cards. Maybe every collector product has showcase cards, but not every collector product has extended art and serialized and all of the other bells and whistles. But then people aren't going to want to pay that high price. And so they've kind of taken themselves to this point where it's like every set has to have something new, and it has to have all the previous stuff. Everything. It needs to have extended art. It needs to have etched. It needs to have showcase. It needs to have this, that, and the other. And it's burned people out. It's made people who used to FOMO in are no longer FOMOing in, and it's hurting it's going to hurt them in the long run.
Absolutely.
We need to look back on this era and be like, wow, aren't you happy we're past that?
We got to a point where you've got multiple reprint sets a year. You've got secret layers once a month. Super drops once a month, all month. You've got your base sets now have sets within sets pretty regularly with the, what was it called in
Mystical
March of the
Archive,
Machine? Mystical Archive in Strixhaven, and then the Universal Legends or whatever it was called. Multiversal Legends. You've got sets within sets giving us reprints. And so every single thing has got to be driven by this. This is what's going to pull them to this one. Oh, the reprint of this. Oh, they'll buy this one because they can chase this. Oh, we'll add to that serialized. Oh, to that we'll add. And so at this point, it's just like signatures, maybe. We've talked about, I just don't know. What could be the possible next step? And can it keep going like this? Like, the reprints are outpacing the new cards now, it feels like. And we're not getting any hype anymore out of this set. And scrolling through this set, it looks awesome. I can't wait to play it on draft. I'll play it on MTGO and Phantom drafts because it's going to be affordable for me to have my fun that way. But this set looks dope. The Commander decks look sweet. They've got some cool new cards in them. They've got some cool old cards in them. But it's just like
all expensive.
It's all expensive, and it's just such a never-ending deluge of, look how special this is. Look how special this is. We've ramped this one up, so we need you to pay this much more because this box topper is the shit. And we've got this secret layer. Grab one of those. You got 2 to 4 precons for every set that are coming out. Those have exclusive. Grab some of those. It's just killing people's hype level, and there's only the negativity left. There's only the negativity of us to, you know, bitch about it. And that all filters down onto the most unlucky person at Wizards of the Coast. I'm glad I left it on this face, which is Blake. Blake, love you, man. Seriously. I hope you didn't if you're watching this for some weird reason, I hope neither of you took this as a dunk. This was funny. It was objectively funny from sort of an Arrested Development point of view. And I really wanted to share that with you, Jake, and the community, because this is
like the meme watch people die inside.
I'm telling you, man, I watched
Guff
it.
is also unlucky card shop. Yeah.
It was just so bad. Let us know if you're watching this after the fact down in the comments what you thought of this video and what you think of all the direction WotC's taken in our conversation about that.
God, they are just he just knows that the devil is in that computer. He just doesn't even want to look at it, but he has to.
This isn't a question about cost. This is a question about justification of calling something premium without premium contents. Can someone in chat flag to me where we've called this premium? We might have. I just honestly don't know.
We called it premium when we called it a master set in 2013, and then we kept that name for years and years and years, and all of the master sets have been expensive. So that's where it was called a premium set. It was in 2013.
Yeah, that's where it began.
That's when it was called premium. So here we are.